Katy Paetow is off to a nice start in its first venture into Class 6A. It helps when you have a star-studded defense led by one of the nation's best defensive ends. But as our Chevy Spotlight found out, David Hicks' journey to Paetow was almost derailed in a serious way. Athletes know that as great as sports are, they can be taken away from them in an instant. Maybe it's an injury in a game, or maybe something happens off the field. For David Hicks Jr., there was a brief moment this past spring when that fear set in.
I was at a party and we were just waiting outside, and then people just started shooting into the crowd, and I just tried to run away, and I got shot in the back of the leg. So my friend just drove me all the way down to the hospital. He picked me up, put me in the chair, and everything just went black, and I just heard a voice that said, "You're gonna be okay." And I knew God had my side the whole time.
Heart drop. You hear it and it's just, wait, what? Like, no. At first it's denial and just trying to find him and, just doing my best to get to him. And then once you get there, man, I think it's one of the scariest moments in your life.
Fortunately for DJ, his injury turned out to be relatively minor. The bullet went right through his leg without hitting any bones or major arteries.
Go!
He was back on the field training in less than a month.
The best thing I can explain to you, he's like Wolverine. Within a week, he's jogging up and down the stairs at the house. 2 weeks after that, he's 100% in off season. It's almost like it's blurred, like it never happened.
I was a little bit scared, but I knew everything was gonna be okay because I knew God had my back no matter what. So
a couple inches to the left, he hits an artery and he bleeds out. A couple more inches, even if he doesn't hit the artery, he breaks his leg, and luckily, I tell him, you got those fat legs, he just went through all fatty tissue.
DJ is back to 100% now, and at his best, he's as good as any recruit in the country. He's ranked among the top 10 prospects in the nation, and some say he's the #1 defensive lineman for the class of 2023.
I just love being in the trenches. This is where you are, where nitty gritty, get down at, get to use your hands and get to be violent.
He was made for this, you know what I mean? That's the difference between him and a lot of kids. I've met a lot of what you would call freakish people, but he's able to work and to build it. He's just not wanting to be a good player. He wants to be a great player. He wants to be the best.
This is DJ's third school in 3 years, as his father has changed jobs a few times since he's been in high school, but he's excited to spend his senior year at Paetow. And the Panthers sure are excited to have him.
I've been around a couple 5-star big-time guys, and those guys, they get all the pub and everybody's pulling at them, and a lot of guys feed into that and they can get big-headed, but he's just humble. He flies under the radar, and he really wants to get recognition for his teammates.
I try to stay as humble as possible because the journey's not done. I'm only in high school. I haven't even reached college yet, so I still got a lot of ways to go, so I always try to stay humble and learn.
Every coach has that once-in-a-lifetime player that, you always sit back and think about and be like, man, that was the kid, that was that one kid that you actually got a chance to coach. And, I'm just blessed and fortunate enough to say that that's my kid.
The Chevy Spotlight is brought to you by the Houston area Chevy dealers. Visit your nearest Chevy dealer and test drive our award-winning products.